Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to JWF Monday Night Ignition. I'm your host, Sinther Spoon, joined as always by a man who's going to be climbing that ladder. It's Captain Tibbs.
That's right, Sills. No, it's not. I'm not climbing any more ladders in my life if I can help it. I've fallen off too many.
Well, I'll tell you, the rest of our roster is going to be picking up the work for you because we are on our way to one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, Cash in the Bag. And this year, we're not going to have one ladder match, not two, but three, with the winners each getting an opportunity at the tag titles, the Women's Championship, or, of course, the all-important JWF World Heavyweight Championship. And Tibbs, we have got some heavy hitters going into that championship match.
And I'm looking forward to it, Sills. It's going to be great, amazing, cash in the bag for the ages. World trend-setting cash in the bag. So many ladders.
That's right. I mean, you got guys like Big Cyrus Crane, guys like Chuck Gibbons, Papa Bliss, Chuck Tibbs, your son, the man who won it last year. Some dominant names going into this, but I'll be honest, the big favorite heading into this match is this man walking down to the ring right now, the man known as the Jeb-A-Dook. Came into this company like a house of fire, did what no one thought he could do, and defeated the god of the JWF, Momoa Curry, back at WrestlePalooza. And to me, if I'm the Jeb-A-Dook, if I'm looking at climbing the ladder in JWF, I think climbing the ladder in the ring is going to be my next big step.
Absolutely, Sills. It's not just a metaphorical climbing the ladder anymore. It's goddamn literal.
That is right. You can see Jeb-A-Dook finally getting in the ring when, oh my God, Tibbs, what the hell? Tibbs, that's Ghazi. That's the Nightmare, the sixth man in that ladder match, and he's got that steel pipe, and he's just beating the hell out of the Jeb-A-Dook. What's going on?
Well, damn it, Sills, it looks like Ghazi's back up to his old tricks again. He's doing what he's taking out the competition before the ladder match.
That's right, and let me tell you something, the world was getting excited to hear the Jeb-A-Dook speak, but looks like Ghazi has taken this segment over, holding it hostage as he holds that steel pipe, and oh my God, just crashes it into the ribs of the Jeb-A-Dook before kicking him out of the ring. This is ridiculous.
I can't believe it, Sills, and look at that. Ghazi's got a mic. It looks like he's gonna say something.
Sorry about that one, folks. I'm just getting really tired having to wait my own damn turn every single week. I mean, it just seems that Tibbs continuously forgets to put me on the card. And that very has to be because he's simply forgotten. I mean, he is getting up there. Let's not put it past him. You know, he's getting up there. So I decided to help him out by forcing my way out here. Just for all of you. Just for everyone in the audience. Let's be honest. Did anyone really want to hear what the Jeb-A-Dook has to say? I'll give you a preview. Ready? Jeb-A-Dook. That'd be it. So no, instead you're gonna be hearing from me because, like I said, the Nightmare is through waiting in line, and that's exactly why I'm going to be the one climbing that ladder and grabbing the cash in the bag briefcase. Because let me tell you, that briefcase is a shot to place myself directly where I belong, in front of the line with the JWF Championship firmly in my grasp. And believe me, that is when JWF's nightmare will truly begin. So in just a few short weeks, get ready, boys and girls, because you're about to have a brand new Mr. Cash in the Bag, and his name is...
Oh, Tibbs, it looks like Ghazi is not going to have time to finish that statement because look behind him, the Jeb-A-Dook is back and he looks pissed.
I would be too, Sills. That's not a good place for Ghazi to be.
That's right, as he gets dropped with a massive lariat and then a second, and now Jeb-A-Dook is just putting the fist to him in the center of the ring, absolutely decimating the Nightmare. And Tibbs, look at this, Ghazi now slowly getting back to his feet, but unfortunately, he's getting back directly into a Ducal Whirl, that massive face buster in the center of the ring. Tibbs, the Jeb-A-Dook, has just laid out the competition.
And Sills, the Jeb-A-Dook rises again. I think he's proven right now that no matter what you do to him, he is gonna be back for more.
Oh, but look at that. He has grabbed that microphone, Tibbs, and we told you last week that Jeb-A-Dook would speak, and it looks like he's going to carry out that promise right now.
His name is the Jeb-A-Dook.
Well, Tibbs, an emphatic statement from the Jeb-A-Dook, claiming that in just a few short weeks, we will have a new Mr. Cash in the bag, and his name ain't gonna be Ghazi, it's gonna be Jeb-A-Dook.
No, Sills, and I'll tell you something. Jeb-A-Dook, he might have had a whole thing prepared, but I think that's all he needed to say.
That is right, but let's not forget, when they win that briefcase, who are they going to be cashing in on? Because there is a veritable dream match coming to us live at Cash in the Bag when the two men who have been unpinned and unsubmitted in this company, Robert Hill and the Dylan, go face to face with the biggest prize in the world on the line, the JWF World Heavyweight Championship.
And Sills, let me tell you, we all know this is going to be a match of the ages. Two unpinned, unsubmitted superstars in the ring, and somebody's gonna lose.
That is right. History will be made at Cash in the Bag. A streak will end. And Robert Hill is backstage right now with one of our top interviewers. This is the first time we have heard Robert Hill speak since finding out about his new #1 contender in the form of the Dylan. So why don't we hear what the King of the Hill and the JWF World Heavyweight Champion has to say?
Hello everybody, Honeypot Mick Delta 8 distributor here with the man who is set to face off against the Dylan at Cash in the Bag for his JWF Championship, Robert Hill. Now Robert, Dylan has made it clear that he's intent on snapping your undefeated streak at Cash in the Bag. How do you respond to this?
What? Am I supposed to be scared? Am I supposed to be afraid of that string bean climbing into the ring with me and slapping his anaconda vice in? Well, let me tell you, right now, Dylan, I've been in the wild with anacondas before, and you know what happens when Robert Hill comes across a 20-foot long anaconda? He chops its damn head off with the side of his hands. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do to you at Cash in the Bag. Cause you're right, Dylan. There, I said it. There are two men in this company who have been unpinned and unsubmitted since the birth of JWF Ignition. And their names are Robert Hill and the Dylan. And as far as I'm concerned, history will be made at Cash in the Bag. A streak will be broken, and all those damn platitudes that they're saying. But I guarantee that it won't be mine. Cause Dylan, you've been on the top damn near your entire career in this company. You've done it all. JWF Championship, Captain's Champion. You had WrestlePaloozas, Summerfest, everything under the damn sun. But what you ain't done is stand toe-to-toe with a freight train coming at you at 100 miles per hour. You ain't stared face-to-face with a rhino that's about to charge you right through the chest and rush you to the mat. You ain't never faced someone like Robert Hill, Dylan. And at Cash in the Bag, I prove that the legend of the Dylan is just that, a legend. I'll break you down. I will bust you and I will eviscerate you and prove that Robert Hill's JWF Championship reign is forever.
Well, Tibbs, strong words coming there from the champion. And to be honest with you, at this point, this is the immovable force versus the unstoppable object. And I got no idea what's going to happen when these two collide at Cash in the Bag in just a few short weeks.
Well, Sills, I can tell you that no matter what happens, I'm going to have at least 3 ambulances on standby.
That is right, Tim. But for right now, why don't we have us a match right now for entry into the JWF Women's Cash in the Bag ladder match? We already know a few of the names in that match. Ayana, Larceny Daniels. Last week, Janie Hooves defeating the former JXT Women's Champion Emily Ireland to win her way in. And right now, Tibbs, we have got a veritable clash of styles in the ring right now as the high flyer Skylla takes on the veteran, the technical mastermind Rogue of JXT.
Let me tell you, Sills, this is going to be a clash of styles, if I can tell you something. I think that if Skylla manages to get air superiority in this match, it's all over for Rogue. But if Rogue can keep Skylla grounded on the mat, well, it's going to be all over for Skylla.
That's right, and that bell goes ding, and oh, look at this, Rogue trying her best to lock in a collar and elbow tie-up, a typical way to begin a match, but we know Skylla is nothing if not typical, as she just keeps ducking out of these technical attempts from Rogue, and oh, hitting those big kicks to the legs. Tibbs, Skylla, this is a wise move. She is not about to waste her time attempting to out-wrestle someone with the technical acumen of Rogue. This is a wise move from the veteran Skylla.
Absolutely, Sills. You see it all too often here in the ring. Somebody tries to beat another competitor at their own game when they're not playing to their own strengths, and it hardly ever works out for them.
That's right. Oh, but wait a minute. Skylla trying for one last kick to the leg, but Rogue grabbing that leg before, landing a beautiful dragon corkscrew leg whip, just sending Skylla into the mat, and that is the opening Rogue needs, as she just, twisting on that leg, and that is a wise move from Rogue. Let me tell you something. Both of these women seem to have got a solid game plan coming into this match, because Rogue, she knows she's got a high flyer in the ring. She knows she's got a speedster like Skylla, and the best way to take them out is to work on the legs, and that is exactly what she's doing right now, is she is just, locking in a Romero special, wrenching on those legs, Tibbs.
Absolutely, Sills. You can tell how painful that is for Skylla. This may completely undercut her entire offensive capability.
That is right before, oh my God, actually tossing her across the ring out of that Romero special. Rogue being absolutely vicious here. She goes and attempts to work on the legs a little bit more. Tips, what can Skylla do right now to get back on her game?
I don't know, Sills. She's gonna have to create an opening, get a little bit of room to breathe, and hopefully limber up her legs again. And that Romero special hasn't destroyed her ability to fly high.
That's right, but unfortunately, it looks like Skylla is not going to have time to act on any of that advice. Rogue getting those legs tied up, might be looking for the psyop, but no, wait a minute, Skylla turns it into a roll-up. She's got Rogue twisted up, pinned to the mat, goes for it, 1, 2. Rogue getting out at the last minute, and just look at that look of fury on Rogue's face as she pulls Skylla back up to her feet, and oh my God, nails her with that massive bicycle knee strike to the face, and Tips, Skylla just crumbled to the mat, falls into the pinfall, is Rogue. 1, 2, last minute kick out from Skylla at the strike of midnight. The high flyer is kicked out, and Rogue looks like she just saw a ghost.
Damn, Sills. I'll have to say I was not expecting that resilience from Skylla, but I will say, very good, very clever on the part of Skylla, going for that quick roll up there, even if it infuriated Rogue.
That's right, but wait a minute, Skylla getting back to her feet, and lands a massive chop on Rogue, and a second before bouncing off the ropes for a beautiful flying forearm, just leveling Rogue, and unfortunately went for a kip up. Little ode to the Heartbreak Kid there, but you saw the leg give way on Skylla. She's got to be careful on those injured legs. Those kip ups, those big high flying maneuvers, they're not going to work right now with those injured legs.
Absolutely, Sills. You know she's got to be careful. She was just going off on instinct. Usually she can land that kip up 10 times out of 10, but not after her leg. She might have a pulled ligament somewhere in there.
That is right. Now, went for a big kick to the spine on Rogue, but once again, you can see her favoring that knee, pulling it back, and it's unfortunately giving Rogue the time to hit a second corkscrew leg whip before trying to lock in the psyop, and she's got it in the center of the ring. The psyop tie up, locked in, and you can see the agony growing on the face of Skylla as Rogue is just turning those legs into pretzels.
So she's going. You can see that she's fading.
That's right, but wait a minute, Skylla finally fighting back, crawling towards those ropes, just begging for that rope break, and finally manages to get that finger on the ropes. Shibata being forced to force the separation, and it looks like Rogue is not happy about it, just arguing back and forth with our referee.
Of course, Sills, but look behind it. That's the moment that Skylla needed.
That is right, taking the opportunity to hit a massive drop kick, sending Rogue straight down onto the second rope. And Tibbs, you know what that means. Dial it up, 205. That tiger feint kick straight to the skull before, oh my God, a massive springboard 450 straight to the ribs. Skylla scrambles for the pin. 1, 2, 3, and Tibbs, after one hard-fought match, Skylla advances into the Cash in the Bag ladder match, and Rogue is heading back home to JXT. And Tibbs, let me tell you something. If you wanted someone to impress in a ladder match, a high flyer like Skylla is exactly who you need.
I think you're right, Sills. She's going to be a perfect addition to this match, and she's going to be somebody who's going to be keeping the rest of the competitors in the Cash in the Bag ladder match on their toes. She could jump from the top rope to the very top of the ladder if she wanted to.
That is right, but we still have plenty of qualifying matches for both this and our tag team division ladder match. And next week, we have got one hell of a matchup coming as Legion, the team of the Bone Crusher and the Titan, two of the most horrifying figures in the history of JWF, are going to go toe-to-toe with, I'll be honest, a bit of a bizarre team-up in the form of Joey Janela and Cinder, the Punch Boy, a team that's been a bit infamous down in JXT.
Oh, absolutely, Sills. They rose up from just being a matchup of convenience to a well-established tag team. They seem to work together well and complement each other in the fact that they just love to cause violence.
That is right, but for right now, Legion are backstage with one of our top interviewers, so why don't we hear what the Dark Ones have to say? Ladies and gentlemen, Dad McDonald backstage here with the men who are looking to find themselves in this year's Cash in the Bag ladder match. They are Legion. Now, boys, what's your plan heading into this historic matchup next week?
Our plan? Legion needs no plan. Legion is the world that the world plans for. Legion is the swath of destruction that carves its way through your crops. Legion is the fire that burns your roofs. Legion is the plague of locusts upon your head. And no one in the JWF will be prepared for our path of destruction.
Well, how about JXT?
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, it appears as though we've been joined by Legion's opponents next week, the JXT tag team known as the Punch Boys. Joey, Cinder, welcome to the interview space.
Yeah, thanks. Now listen, you three can use all the spooky words you want. You can talk about burninating the countryside or setting fire to thatch roof cottages or whatever it is that you kids talk about these days, but what really matters is what happens when you step into the ring with the Punch Boys. And you know something? I think you assholes are liars. I think you three come up with a little plan every single time you step into that ring, and well, what we've seen is that those plans fail every single time you step up to the plate. I mean, what? You went through 50 different gimmicks, 100 different heel turns, and every single time you come out as losers. So, please, don't worry about planning for next week, because everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. And when you're facing the Punch Boys, getting punched in the face is kind of the first thing on a long list of things that you're gonna be dealing with. So next week, how about we skip the mind games forget all of this spooky, scary talk, forget plans, and we just cause a little mayhem with each other. What do you say, boys?
We say, you're on.
Well, Tibbs, if you want a advertisement for next week, if you want to get people's asses in seats, that's how you do it right there. 2 tag teams who are coming next week who are just going to want to beat the living hell out of one another. And Tibbs, I can't wait to see it.
I can tell you something, Sills. This is going to be a great match.
That is right. Next week, Punch Boyz versus Legion. Only one can advance to Cash in the Bag and possibly earn those Cash in the Bag briefcases. But one man who's not in those matches, but I know has a vetted interest in Cash in the Bag, is none other than our Captain's Champion, Scottye Moore, who, Tibbs, he's almost been going through a crisis of personality lately, you could say.
I guess that's a good way to put it, Sills. It's like he's testing his own faith in himself.
That is right. I mean, usually a champion, he wants to come out, he wants to fight, but as he said last week, he wants to make this title reign mean something. I mean, we know when he held that JWF championship last year around this time, many people said he squandered his opportunity with the belt. He seems to not be wanting to repeat the mistakes of his past.
I think so, Sills, and honestly, right now is not a good time to be going through such a crisis because, well, he's got a target on his back.
That is right, but Scottye Moore is in our ring right now, so why don't we go down and hear what the proverbial hero of the JWF has to say. My entire career, I've had a plan. Plans on where to go, plans on what to do next, and right now, I've done everything there is to do in this company. Cash in the Bag, the big pay-per-view everyone's talking about, I've won the briefcase. The Regal Rumble, I've won it. Every single title in this company, I've grabbed them. Hell, I've even gotten bored and I started to do side quests. Starting my own stable. Check. Feuding with the owner of the company. Check. Starting an all-out war on this sumbitch. Check, check, and check. And now, I'll be honest, for the first time in my career, I don't know what's next for Scottye Moore. And that scares me. And that's what... Well, Tibbs, listen to that. That is the music of Lawrence Whitney, a man who we know has not had the greatest time with Scottye Moore in the past. I mean, the man has swore vengeance to Scottye Moore throughout his entire career.
Absolutely, Sills. Lawrence Whitney has a wholesale vendetta against Scottye Moore right now, and he will not rest.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scottye. I didn't want to interrupt. It's just, is this really what you reserved the entire last segment of this show for? To brag about everything you've gotten to do, to brag about your countless title wins, to brag about your numerous opportunities you've had while staring down an entrance ramp at a sea of men who would rip out their own teeth for those very opportunities. That's why you decided to take this main event spot away from more deserving superstars. All right, let me guess. This is the part of the show where you come out, you interrupt me, and you say that Big Cyrus Crane, your little protege, your little pet project, deserves to be standing in my place, right? This is where you say I don't deserve everything I've gotten, I cheated my way to the top, I stepped on every head I could. Well, look, Lawrence, if you'd like to rewind back a few weeks ago, I've already taken Big Cyrus's ass, dumped him through that announce table, and chucked him back down the proverbial totem pole of the JWF. But actually, now that I'm looking out there, I realize Big Cyrus, he's not with you, right? But I do see someone who I haven't gotten to fight in this company. Who? Come on, Lawrence. No, wait. No, I didn't come out here for a fight or a challenge. Then why did you come out here, huh? Because right now there's nothing between us but air and opportunity. And it seems to me you came out here for an opportunity. an opportunity to once again interrupt me, to once again berate me. So how about you get in this ring? Let's get this over with. Okay, look, I see you're afraid. I get it. How about this? First shot's free, big man. Come on in, Chief. I'll make it real easy for you. Well, Tibbs, look at this. The champ's holding open the ropes for Lawrence Whitney. And Tibbs, the kid looks like he's wanting to run for his life.
Well, Sills, I would too. Calling out somebody only to have them challenge you to a fight when you're not ready. Lawrence Whitney, he looks like he's about to piss his pants.
Well, unfortunately, he is getting in the ring, and look at this. Scottye Moore is actually holding out his jaw, begging for Lawrence to hit him, and Tips, what the hell was that? Lawrence Whitney just slapping him across the face. I thought this kid could fight.
Well, Sills, I did too, but I don't know what he's trying to...
Oh, unfortunately, it looks like Scottye Moore can certainly fight as he quickly drops Whitney with an SMG in the center of the ring, and the kid is out cold.
Absolutely, Sills. That is a statement if you ever want to make one. I think Scottye Moore, he's trying to put this to bed.
I won this title to make history. I won this title to change the culture of this company. I won this title to be the gateway of the future. And I want to fight. And if that locker room back there won't give me one, then I'll find one somewhere else. Well, Tibbs, what the hell do you think Scottye Moore could be talking about there?
Don't know, Sills. That's a strange one right there.
That is right, but the captain's champion says what the captain's champion wants to, and it looks like Scottye Moore is wanting a fight. And to be honest with you, if you look at his predecessor, the Dylan, a man who is currently #1 contender, Dylan certainly had his share of almost title reign making fights, and I think that's what Scottye Moore is looking for right now.
Well, I think you're right, Sills. That's all I can think of, but... Oh, no, he wants me to spend money.
Who knows, Tibbs, but we still got a long way till we get to cash in the bag, and next week we have got a hell of a show because like we announced earlier today, we are going to see Legion versus the Punch Boys. In addition to that, Lucretia Pendragon is going to be making her return to this company to face off against JXT's Tiffany in an opportunity to enter the women's cash in the bag ladder match. And Tibbs, if what we've seen from Lucretia Pendragon in the past is any indicator, I'd be afraid if I were Tiffany.
Absolutely, Sills. Lucretia is vicious, to say anything about her.
That is right, and in addition, the Dylan, the #1 contender, is returning, and he has got a message for Robert Hill after what the King of the Hill said earlier tonight. And Tibbs, you know that's going to be can't miss.
Absolutely, Sills. Been a while since we heard from the Dylan in earnest, and his response to Robert Hill after what Robert Hill said this week, I mean, it's gotta be big.
That's right, but until then, remember to support us at patreon.com/aloadofbs or pick up merchandise for your favorite superstars at merch.aloadofpurebs.com.
Help pay for my surgeries.
You're still having them, huh?
I haven't stopped, really.
Well, until then, he's been Captain Tibbs, I've been Silver Spoon, and this has been JWF Monday Night Ignition, and we will see you next time.